welcome up to you. And today I'm going to introduce you to greenwashing. How to tell people that you are green without actually being so. And I will explain you why you should definitely go greenwashing. So first of all, let's start from definitions. What is greenwashing? Greenwashing is centered on communication and marketing. So it's an activity or a series of activity that you set up in order to present yourself, your brand, your product as sustainable. Sustainable from an environmental perspective, even if this is not true, even if the product that you're selling is always the same, but you change the color, you made it way more green as a color, and you're presenting it as sustainable. So now that we have understood what is greenwashing, let's move to understand what are the advantages of greenwashing. First of all, you attract new customers. In B2C businesses, for example, consumers are every day more and more attracted and attentive to selecting sustainable green brands. With greenwashing, you'll be able to attract them. But this is also true for B2B businesses. Your brand will become more competitive in bidding and tenders. More and more call for proposals and tenders are introducing sustainable criteria and extra points for those who are or pretend to be in an effective manner to be sustainable. Third point is facilitating access to credit. More and more banks and institutions are taking into consideration your sustainability performances, especially environmental sustainability performances. Therefore, being or presenting as more sustainable will ease this, the access to credit, will reduce interest rates that you are going to pay, and therefore will be, of course, an advantage for your business. Fourth point is you'll be more attractive for new young talents, but not only young talents, because new generation in particular, but in general, I would say the more talented people are becoming increasingly attentive to selecting their workplace, not only for how much they get paid, but also how much do the employer pay attention to sustainability in general and environmental sustainability in particular. So the 4 points that I've just presented are true even if you don't actually act in a sustainable manner, even if you just need to do greenwashing. In both ways, you're going to have these 4 points for advantages. The last one is only for greenwasher, and is you don't have any implementational effort because you don't have to actually do something. You just need to pretend to be sustainable. So now that we have understood why we should go greenwashing, let's understand how you can do greenwashing. Here are the 4 most common ways of doing greenwashing. Those are lying, providing vague claims, providing irrelevant data, and omitting key information. These are the 4 most common ways of doing greenwashing. Let's dive deep into each of them. Lying, well, is the most easy way. Unfortunately, markets, consumers are becoming more aware, more attentive of lies. So it has become quite popular in the past as a way of greenwashing, but nowadays it's more an old-fashioned way of greenwashing. So it's something that I would not recommend to do because it has been popular in the past, but nowadays you're gonna get caught and it's not gonna be fun. So I would not recommend option 1. Option 2, it's a little bit more complicated. It's becoming very common nowadays. I would say that 80% of greenwashing brands are going with this technique, and this means that you can simply say, for example, this product is sustainable. From which perspective? Environmental, social. You don't need to specify, and even within environmental, there are several impacts that a product can have. There is the water footprint, the carbon footprint, the plastic footprint, or chemicals that can impact the environment in many ways. And if you go general and you say, oh, it's just sustainable, it's green, it will be an easy way to get out with a vague claim that doesn't really ask you to provide information about what you are stating about your claims. So this is becoming more and more popular nowadays. Third option is providing irrelevant data. Sustaining your claims with data that are totally irrelevant or not fitting, not really having an impact. Here we have an example, our CEO, Susan Storm, which says that her company has totally eliminated the production of dioxin monoxide, sorry for my pronunciation, which, and it's true, it's a dangerous agent that causes the deaths of thousands of people around the world every year. But the point is that all being true, so no lying in this statement, you may know that dihydrogen monoxide is nothing else than water. So yeah, it's true, her company is not producing any water. Probably it has never produced any. And yes, water causes the death of thousands of people. But is it relevant? I don't think it's that relevant that a company has not produced any water. I don't think that you can say you're a sustainable or a green company because of that. So this is another way of going. Fourth and last way of going is omitting key information. Once again, you can provide a set of data, a partial view on your business, on your impact, and putting things on a certain light can help you sustain that you are sustainable. But if you omit some key information, this will change the meaning of your claims. Here we have another example. It's about tree washing. Tree washing is a very specialized, let's say, branch of greenwashing that focuses on saying that simply by planting tree, you can have an impact on the world, you can be sustainable, you can offset emission. And of course, you're by having these claims, you're omitting some key information that, for example, the CO2 that is being captured will be captured not the day that you plant the trees, but in 20 years. And of course, if you emit today and you are going to capture CO2 in 20 years, you're not really going to be carbon neutral. So you're omitting some key information that alters the real impact of your action. And this is another way to go greenwashing. So lastly, getting back to being serious, of course, why you should not do greenwashing. Well, there is ethics, but I mean, business is business. So many people, unfortunately, do not care in ethics, and I'm not here to convince you that it's the right things to do for your ethic, which it is. But there is another stronger reason, and it's the fact that you're putting your business at risk of you are exposing your business to reputational damage, which can be very severe. Fortunately, consumers around the world, but also the judicial systems around the world, laws are being passed that puts really at risk the businesses that go greenwashing. So we have seen how you can do it in order, hopefully, to convince you not to do it and to provide you the skills, the knowledge to avoid it. So one last thing I want to show is, okay, what is the alternative? The alternatives is to be green for real. Here at Up to You, we are focused on climate change, and the correct way to go in this particular field is to follow all the 4 steps of decarbonization, which is make the calculus of your emission, reduce them, compensate them in a proper manner, not by simply scattering around seeds and saying you have planted tree, but via certified carbon credits, and then communicate in a proper manner, in a correct manner, what you have done, what you don't have done yet, and what you are going to do, what are your plans for the future. So here's just an example specifically on climate change initiatives, but it's true for any kind of claims that you're willing to do. And hopefully, I hope with this presentation to have pushed you a little bit in the way, in the path of real climate action. Thank you for your attention.